Hello everybody, how are you today? Do you remember that last week we started talking about some verbs in the past? For example, that the past form of go is went. The past forms of is are was or were, and the past form of get is got. Well, today we will continue learning about this. We use the past tense to talk about things that happened in the past. For example, something that happened yesterday, something that happened last week, last month, a year ago, or something that happened a million years ago. But when we want to write or to talk about something that happened in the past, the verbs need to change, so we have to be super careful. For example, we can say, yesterday I went to the supermarket. We don't say, yesterday I go to the supermarket, because the past form of go is went. And there are two types of verbs. We have regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are super easy because we only need to add ed or d at the end of the verb. And for example, that happens with the verbs play and watch. We just add ed at the end, and that's it. If we want to say those verbs in the past, we add ed, and we get played and watched. Last Friday, I played a great video game with my friends. Yesterday, I watched the Terracotta Soldiers documentary, and it was super interesting. Those were regular verbs, but we also have irregular verbs, and they are a bit more difficult because when we need to use the past forms of the verbs change a little bit. For example, do you remember the past form of the verb go? It was went. And look at the verb. It changes completely. They don't look similar at all. Then we also have the verb buy and its past form bought. It also changes a lot. And then we also have the verb do and its past form did. For these cases, we use the irregular list of verbs, which you will have attached today in your activity. But, for example, imagine that you are looking for a verb in your irregular list of verbs and you cannot find it. When? Well, it is probably a regular verb and you just have to add an ed or d at the end. Please print your irregular list of verbs and stick it in your folder, because next weeks we are going to work a lot with these verbs. So I send you a big kiss and see you soon. Bye bye.